Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to discuss one of the beautiful poem, sonnet number 75 from the Amarity, a collection of sonnet by Edmund Spenser. And I am Dr. V. Arun Kumar. I am teaching English language and literature for the past 10 years. And I have divided my presentation into four sections. And first one, introduction. The second one, the poem of the text of the poem. And the third section, the analysis of the poem. And fourth one, conclusion. So the first one, obviously, introduction, and we are going to see about the author and about the poem. So Edmund Spenser, one of the renowned figure in the history of English literature, and 1552 to 1599, Edmund Spenser, he has another name too, and he is called a poet's poet and Prince of Poet. And so Spenser was the first great English Renaissance writer, the first great English national poet who wrote the first great epic, namely the Faerie Queene. Yes, he is the first man who tried to write the epic poem, but unfortunately he couldn't complete that epic poem and the Faerie Queene, because as far as the literary forms rules concern, if it is an epic poem, it should contain 12 books. But Spenser, he couldn't complete 12 books, and so it is an unfinished epic poem. But he is the first one who tried this great genre, and he has dedicated his famous this poem to Queen Elizabeth I. So Edmund Spenser's Amarity is one of the greatest of the Elizabethan sonnet sequence. There are many sonnet collections in the Elizabethan sonnets, and so Amarity is one among them. And after Sir Philip Sidney's Astolpho and Stella. No, Philip Sidney, he is the greatest writer, and he is a multifaceted writer. He was a writer, he was a painter, he was a soldier, and so whatnot. He was a musician, and so the critics are saying that Philip Sidney died very young. Suppose if he lived long enough, and he may be more than Shakespeare. And so he has written a collection of sonnets that is called Astolpho and Stella, so which was regarded the first great sonnet sequence in English. So it is perhaps the greatest of all, and the Astolpho and Stella. But this too, Amarity too, is one of the greatest sonnet sequences. So, sonnet number 75, it is taken from the Amarity, a collection of sonnets, is probably the most famous poem in that sonnet collection, and deserves a closer analysis for its innovative use of popular conceit. You know what is conceit? The excessive appreciation, favorable opinion, we may say. So so about the poem. So one day I wrote her name. It is the starting line of the sonnet number 75 by Edmund Spenser. It's a very special sonnet which is published in his collection of sonnets, Amarity. And it is special in the sense, in what sense it is special, and that it does not talk about an unfulfilled love. Rather, it is all about Spenser's love and courtship for his beloved Elizabeth Boyle. And so Spenser wrote this sonnet for his lady love, Elizabeth Boyle. So it never talks about the unfulfilled love, or Spenser never worried about his love. No. It is a different one. So though Shakespeare and Dante and Petrarch, they express their agony. Agony means, mental and physical pain. Melancholy, being sadness, and sorrow in their sonnet, Spenser expressed his genuine feeling for his lady love. So he never go to that side, because he want to be optimistic always. He want to think positive. So he didn't worried about all those things. So in that way, the sonnet is already different from the traditional sonnet. So it creates a new vibe among the readers, and instead of worrying, and he think it in a different way. Spencer think it in a different way. So it shows that you can also express your happiness and merry through sonnet. And so the poet here uses and his own rhythm, that means rhyme scheme, and A B A B B C B C C D C D E E. And so now we are at the second part of our analysis, the presentation, the poem. So one day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with the second hand, but came the tide and made my pains his prey. A vain man, said she, that does in vain essay a moral thing so to immortalize. For I myself shall like to this decay and ache my name be wiped out likewise. And not so, and let baser things devise to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. My verse, your virtue, rare shall eternize, and in the heavens write your glorious name. And where Venus, death shall all the world subdue, our love shall live and later life renew. So, this is the sonnet, a beautiful sonnet, and now we enter into the analysis. So, one day the poet wrote his beloved name on the sandy shore. So, he, out of the great love, and he started to curve the name of her lady love, but unfortunately the wave came and erased the name. You know what happened in the seashore? The waves, it comes frequently, and so it erased the name. The poet was not discouraged, and in the initial he is not at all discouraged. What he thinks, okay, again I will write the name. So he, what he did, and he again, and he wrote her lover name. He wrote her name again, and the waves once again washed it away. And what happened? Once again it came and it washed it away. The poet pains were thus frustrated, so it induced the pain, and because it again it washed it, so he got some frustration. And but Spencer has the ability to change that frustration into positive, and so he never worried, and rather he looked in another way. Okay, how to solve this? I'm going to find a different way. So the poet's beloved laughed at him. No, he is writing and the waves washed the thing. So by looking this incident, the poet's beloved laughed at him, and he was a vain man. He was a vain man, waste man, and he is good for nothing fellow. And he was cherishing too high an opinion of her. What the people are saying, and don't have a high opinion of a man or a woman, because they are mortal things. Any moment may be last moment. They are not going to live in this world eternally. And when the time, they are all the prey, PRUI. They are the prey for the time, and they'll get old, and one day they'll die. And so he did not realize that she was a mortal creature. Mortal creature. She is just a mortal creature. Don't think very high on her. And she was bound to decay. Decay means, getting lost, decay, and die. And like the name inscribed on the sand, how the name has been washed by the tides, likewise her beauty, or else her life also, it will be wiped out by the time. When she gets old and when she get ill, and definitely she will die. And so the poet was struck by the beloved's remarks. So what he think is, no, I need to do something. My love is great. I need to do something different. I'm going to make my lady love and eternal. I'm going to give her the immortality. And though she is mortal, I'm going to make her immortal. And through my writing, I'm going to write verse on her. I'm going to write a poem on her, and the poem will exist in this world. And so he said that only ordinary women were liable to decay and death. The poet proposed to confer immortality on his beloved by writing about her in his verses. So his verses were immortal, and whoever was described in his verses would automatically become immortal. So describing her in his poems was like writing her name in the sky and far beyond the destructive time. So time cannot now, in this time, and time cannot washed or wiped her, and because and he is going to make a creative poem on her, and his love would not only survive but also inspire lovers in future. So this will be the example, and don't feel and try to find a way what he did, and he didn't worried about the happening, but what he opted, and he is going to make his love immortal, and by writing a poem. And so this poem, and he not only inspire lovers but also, and give them a kind of confidence. And so so this is all about it, and we are at the end of the poem conclusion. So the poem encapsulates the power of language in the sense that master poets have the ability to manipulate the language in such a way that enables them to make a grand assertion about the life's most important question in such a short and beautiful lines. Yes, Spenser did it beautifully. And even with the limitation of the human condition, and Spenser proves that our poetry has the capacity to make one immortal. And yes, definitely, no, Shakespeare's and Spenser's, they have died centuries before, but still their poems talking to us, isn't it? We are talking about them because of their writings, because of their creative writings. So the poetry has the capacity to make one immortal. So in short, and it is the one of the most famous sonnets Spenser ever wrote. Yes, definitely. And so thank you so much for your patient listening, and I hope that this presentation will help you at somewhat. And kindly subscribe my channel and click the bell button, and you will get my videos and in future. So thank you very much for supporting me.